What's up, Delta Nation? It's your boy Delta, dropping your daily alpha here on Delta Code, where we decode investing. Today, we'll cover earnings. This is one of the most anticipated earnings weeks of the year. We got a bunch of tech companies reporting, so let's just jump into it. We have Sofi, AMD, PayPal, Alphabet, Snapchat, Pfizer, Visa. We'll check in on each one and see how they're doing. Starting off from left to right, Sofi and PayPal and Pfizer reported before market open. So let's see. Sofi holding about steady, but today it lost about 6.5%. After they reported, the stock just held. Why? They didn't have much of a change. There was a slight revision to the net income between 2.5 and 2.55 billion, up from 2.4 previously. Third quarter net interest income was 431 million, which is 25% annual increase. So looks like things are getting better for Sofi. And the stock went down but recovered 0.5% after the announcement of earnings. But let's keep in mind, this is still up. What is this? 30% from a month ago, okay? So the stock has already gone up 30%. So this was probably priced in. Next up, PayPal. PayPal is up 3% for the month. It gave a 4% before, after they report. It gave 4% after they reported earnings. So what happened with PayPal? Q3 revenue miss and soft guidance for Q4. If you remember, often what the company reports is not as important as the guidance they give for the next quarter. What the company reports, as we see with Sofi, was largely priced in a month ago because people figure things out, okay? And the market is very smart and prices things in. Now, what the market doesn't always price in is how the company will guide. Now, the guidance for Q4 was soft from PayPal, so it has a negative impact. Shares of PayPal fell as much as 7% after the company issued softer than expected guidance for the fourth quarter. Okay? So that's what you need to know. Next up, let's take a look at AMD. AMD is down about $10 or 5% in the after hours. It was up 4%. So it gave away some of the daily gains. As you can see, it was trending up and then after the earnings fell down. Why? Well, here it is. AMD announced their revenue at $6.8 billion, a 50% margin, an operating income of $724 net income, and $771 million diluted earnings per share of 47 cents. Gross margin 54%. Operating income was 1.7 billion. Net income was 1.5. Earnings per share were 92 cents. Not bad, right? Well, this is what I like to see. In Q3 of 2023, they made 5.8 billion. This quarter, they made 6.8. That's $1 billion more, or 18%. Okay? The change from the last quarter is 17%. So it's 17% quarter over quarter, but also year over year, 18%. So things are looking better, in my opinion. AMD is firing on all cylinders. Let's take a look at Google, or Alphabet. Gave a 1.6% gain before earnings and then jumped off another 5% after they reported earnings. Google reported $2.12 per share on revenue of $88.2 billion compared to $1.84 per share and $86 billion expected. Advertising revenue rose to 65.8 from 59.4 the prior year. YouTube advertising revenue rose to 8.9 from 7.9. Okay, so that's another billion. And Google Cloud revenue jumped to 11.3 billion, up from 8.4. So cloud revenue is also growing. There is controversy about Alphabet or Google being broken up, but as I mentioned before, even if you chopped up these companies into 5 different companies, the pieces are still greater. The sum of the pieces is greater than the whole. So it'd be great to own either the cloud or the YouTube revenue as its own business. Would be great. Next up, Visa, up 2%. They reported earnings per share of $2.71, beating the estimates of $2.58. Revenue for the quarter came in at $9.6 billion, exceeding the $9.4 billion expected, and which is an increase of 12% year over year. So people borrowing money. Good. Pfizer reported before market open and lost about 1%, but gained some of it back in the after hours. So pretty flat over the day. Adjusted earnings per share of $1.06. This is a turnaround from a 17-cent loss from a year ago, beating consensus estimate that they would deliver 62 cents. So much better than expected, but the stock didn't move that much. So this was already priced in. They reported sales of $17.7 billion, which is up 31% to a prior year, beating consensus estimate of $14.9 billion. So by a couple of billion. So Pfizer doing great. Snapchat up about 6 or 7% for the day. Now, I made a video why I think Snapchat will be acquired by Apple. So still a relatively cheap company to acquire given how many users they have. They're not a cash efficient company. They're still operating at a loss. As you can see, they have increased their revenue by 50% year over year to $1.3 billion. Their daily active users have increased 9% year over year to 443 million. I think they have total about 800 or a billion users. Twitter has 200 million users total, I think, and was bought by Elon Musk for like $43 billion. Snapchat is an $18 billion company. It has 4 times the users that Twitter has. So I think it's a cheap acquisition for somebody. They had a net loss, which was improved 58% to only losing $153 million. Stop losing money. Adjusted EBITDA improved 229% to $132 million. Revenue was $1.3 billion compared to $1.1 million the prior year, an increase of 15%. Snapchat beats revenue and user growth estimates and announces a $500 million buyback, or like a dividend. That means the management thinks the company's stock is cheap and they will buy it on the cheap. Buybacks are a great signal. It's great for shareholders. So we'll maybe buy more Snapchat. All things good. Tomorrow is even more exciting because tomorrow, we have Coinbase, Facebook Meta, Microsoft reporting. Also, Robinhood, Carvana, Roku, Starbucks, Caterpillar, and Eli Lilly. Most importantly, Coinbase. I produced the forecast a month ago. You know what to expect. Don't be surprised when they report. Coinbase is popping off today. It is about $220, $222 a share. It's moving up in anticipation. I don't think that the market will be pleasantly surprised with the earnings because it is on the lower side, but who knows? Bitcoin is trying to break all-time highs, and Microsoft is voting whether or not to have Bitcoin on the balance sheet. So there are a lot of catalysts that could propel Coinbase forward. As of now, their trading revenue is picking up. So if it continues to do so into Q4, we can see a much better quarter than Q3. I expect a much better quarter than Q3. So who knows? Q4 should be a better quarter for Coinbase and crypto in general, as prices have gone up, especially with Bitcoin approaching all-time high. If it breaks the $75,000 mark and goes to $100,000, you will hear it a lot more in the news. People will talk about it at Thanksgiving. Your uncle would want to buy some crypto, some meme coins, and there will be inevitably more transaction revenue for Coinbase. So Coinbase going up prior to Q4, it's just market front running the opportunity, as you can as well. That was your daily dose of earnings reports and market moves. Thank you for tuning in. And as always, may the force of compound interest be with you. Peace.